Hello, and how are you? I hope that you are having a fantastic day. So, we're going to talk about cryptocurrency news, not your keys, not your coin. Did you know that your cryptocurrency has what's called a private key? That private key is what locks your Bitcoin into an address so that nobody can take it away from you. If they don't know the private key, they cannot withdraw any cryptocurrency. Now, they can always deposit cryptocurrency into your address. All I have to do is give you my Bitcoin address, and you can deposit Bitcoin into my address. You just can't withdraw it unless you know the private key. Now, the private key is, I've never actually counted the number of characters, but it's somewhere around 32 or more. Random alphabetic number characters in this really long string. Some of them are uppercase, some of them are lowercase. And this really long string is a cryptographic hash of your address and of your account, and it includes other factors that were introduced by the wallet that created that address. And that private key is what's required in order to withdraw Bitcoin from any particular cryptocurrency address. So, if you don't have your private keys, then your cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or one of the other thousands of cryptocurrencies out there, you don't really own it. It's not yours. So that's kind of my intro. Let's get into this. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. I am not smarter than you. You are smarter than you realize. Do not trust what I say. Do your own research. Now, Trace Myers is recommending that you get your Bitcoin off exchanges in Proof of Keys 2020. Proof of Keys is becoming an annual event on January 3rd of every year. And what Proof of Keys is all about is it's a promotional event to encourage people who own cryptocurrency of any sort to get their cryptocurrency off of the exchanges and into some kind of wallet that they control so that they have ownership of their cryptocurrency. So a little bit more about this event. Bitcoin could be set to disappear from exchanges en masse in 2 months' time as the second annual Proof of Keys events takes shape. In a Twitter post on November 5th, Proof of Keys organizer, Bitcoin Knowledge podcast host Trace Meyer appealed to spread the message prior to the event on January 3rd. Under the slogan, "Not your keys, not your Bitcoin," Meyer highlights the still frequent exchange implosions and seizures as an argument for investors to control access to their funds themselves. A lot of people just don't want people holding their own private keys and doing their network consensus, he said in a promotional video recorded for the 2019 Proof of Keys event. Participants are encouraged to add their support as their Twitter handle in advance. On January 3rd, the date of the Bitcoin Genesis block, they then withdraw all cryptocurrency funds from exchange wallets. Now, me personally, I've always kept my cryptocurrency in a hardware wallet. I've never left it on exchanges just because I think that's a dangerous thing to do. Here's another article found on Yahoo Finance. Trace Myers gives 60-day reminder of Proof of Keys 2020. And the thing that I wanted to point out in this article is if you're still keeping your crypto on an exchange, which by the very definition of the word should be a place to do just and only that. In other words, a cryptocurrency exchange is a place that cryptocurrencies are exchanged, and that's the only thing that you do on them. Your investments are at risk. Proof of Keys, therefore, attempts to accomplish several feats. First, it is a way of creating awareness of the fact that users should be in control of their own private keys. You should be in control of your private keys for all of your cryptocurrency, regardless what one it is. Second, it urges users to take cybersecurity threats seriously. With more than 1.2 billion stolen in hacks and scams in Q1 of 2019 alone. Now, I need to stop and emphasize this a little bit. We're only talking about 3 months. This was the first 3 months of 2019, and there was over 1.2 billion stolen through hacks and scams of people with cryptocurrency. And the way to protect yourself from that happening is by storing your own cryptocurrency in your own wallet, taking them off of exchanges. Even Binance was hacked this year. It's an ongoing, serious issue. Proof of keys forces those who take part to refamiliarize themselves with how to create a Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency wallet and make transfers securely. Third, proof of keys is meant to test the cryptocurrency exchanges do, in fact, have the number of assets they say they do. It is a test of their financial solvency. As we saw last year with HitBTC, freezing account withdrawals ahead of the proof of keys events. This is not a certainty. So we've heard of all kinds of bank runs. Well, there's also been cryptocurrency runs on cryptocurrency exchanges, because some of the exchanges at times have been fraudulent in what they said that they actually owned in terms of a number of cryptocurrencies. So people would take their cryptocurrencies, put it on an exchange, and then behind the scenes, the exchange used that cryptocurrency for something else. Maybe they paid employees, maybe they paid bills, maybe they just simply cashed it out and took profits. But regardless what they did with the cryptocurrency, the end result is that they were counting on not everybody withdrawing their money at the same time, because as long as some people are leaving their cryptocurrencies on the exchange, then they had enough in order to do business with those that are withdrawing their cryptocurrencies. As long as somebody's on an exchange and trading, they don't have to prove that they actually have X number of Bitcoins. If everybody withdrew all of their cryptocurrency off the exchange after they did their transactions, then the exchanges would be in a position where they had to have that amount of cryptocurrency liquid on the exchange at all times. This is another reason why it's worth your time to investigate decentralized exchanges. So there's two different kinds of exchanges out there. One is a centralized exchange and one is a decentralized exchange. A centralized exchange requires you to transfer your Bitcoin onto the exchange. You'll trade your Bitcoin while it's on the exchange, and then you'll withdraw your Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. I'm kind of saying Bitcoin, I should say cryptocurrencies. Bottom line is that you have to move the currency onto the exchange, trade it, and then you'll withdraw it from the exchange. That's what a centralized exchange is. There's another kind of exchange out there called decentralized exchange. And what that means is you have your cryptocurrency in a wallet you own and you have control of, and when you want to trade for another cryptocurrency, or maybe you want to get out of, trade it for cash or something else, then you do what's called a peer-to-peer transaction, where you're dealing directly with the other person that owns it. And so the cryptocurrency will go from your wallet to their wallet and vice versa. And so it eliminates the exchange ever handling or ever possessing your actual cryptocurrency. And it always stays in your wallet or the person who's selling it to you's wallet. And so a decentralized exchange has the advantage of your cryptocurrency is never in somebody else's possession. It's always in your possession, even when you're trading it with others. So anyway, enough of that. Most importantly, Proof of Keys is meant to teach cryptocurrency investors the critical lessons of taking responsibility for their own financial sovereignty. This is one of the big points, or one of the reasons why cryptocurrency came into existence. It's why the Bitcoin was originally built, was so that you and I can have financial sovereignty and become our own banks. So the idea is that instead of people having their money consolidated in a bank that somebody else owns and somebody else is profiting off of our finances, that we have control over our finances, and those finances are kept and maintained in wallets that we own and control, rather than giving it up to somebody else. So, in conclusion of all of that, I would like to talk to you a little bit about cryptocurrency hardware wallets. So these three wallets here are wallets that I own. I own a Trezor, I own a KeepKey, and I own a Ledger. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what these wallets, how they work, and so on, because I want to encourage you to do what Trey Meyer is recommending, and that is get all your cryptocurrency off of an exchange and keep it in a hardware wallet. Now, there's two different kinds of wallets out there. There's what's called a software wallet, and there's what's called a hardware wallet. The main difference is both kinds of wallets, you're going to do your transactions on a computer. Some software wallets can work on a phone, on a smartphone. But hardware wallets do require a computer. At least most of them do. There's a couple out there that are not included in this list that don't require, that can be functioned through a phone. But I didn't include those because those are quite a bit more expensive. These three hardware wallets all run about $50. The ones that can work with a cell phone are more like $200 or $300 or $500, depending on which one you're talking about. And so I own these three, and that's why I wanted to tell you about them. I don't get paid. I'm not getting any kind of promotional kickback or anything like that for sharing this information with you. I'm sharing this information with you because I want to help you protect your cryptocurrency funds. I want to enhance your financial sovereignty. And so the difference between these three wallets, these two I found very easy to use, the Trezor and the KeepKey. I found the Ledger a little bit harder to use. You can see right here and right here are two different buttons, and you actually use these two different buttons in order to put in PIN codes and passwords, and I've found them just to be a little bit clunky and difficult to work with. Whereas with the KeepKey and the Trezor, it will display something on these nice screens, and then you'll click things on your browser window. You'll click things on your actual computer. All three of these hardware wallets will have a cord. You can see a cord on this one. The other two don't have a cord plugged into them. The Trezor could have a cord plugged in and you wouldn't see it because it would be on the bottom right here. Anyway, all three of them have a cord that plug into the USB port on your PC, on your computer. And all three will work with either a Windows or a Apple computer. All three are very nice to use. They're very simple. I think the most durable, or most durable is the best way to put it, I guess. And I don't know this from like dropping something on them or physically testing them for durability, but just from handling them, I would say the most durable of these three are these two, the Ledger and the KeepKey. By handling them, give me the impression that they're a little bit higher quality, a little bit more durable. Now, there's one other difference between these three that I want to point out. As you may or may not know, there's over 2,000 different cryptocurrencies out there today. You could buy any one of those 2,000 different cryptocurrencies. Now, the Trezor and the KeepKey, for the most part, it's not 100%, but it's very, very close. These two will let you store the same cryptocurrencies on either one of these wallets. There's a few cryptocurrencies that at one time I was very interested in, and I could not, at that time I only had a Trezor, and I couldn't store those cryptocurrencies on the Trezor, and so I bought the Ledger wallet because I wanted to purchase some of those cryptocurrencies. And so I used to have some of my cryptocurrencies on the Trezor and some on the Ledger. And then not long ago, I got an email where I could get a KeepKey wallet, hardware wallet, at a very, very steep discount. And so I decided to go ahead and buy that and actually use it. And so I really like all three of these. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. They all run right around $50. I think I've seen them as high as 45-ish or so, to about 55-ish or so. Is kind of where they're typically priced. Now, all three of these companies do have upgrade models. For example, the Trezor has a model that's all metal, and I don't remember the price for sure. I think it was like $300 or $400. I don't know that you need that unless you think that your hardware wallet is going to be somewhere where it could actually get damaged. And my personal opinion is if you're trying to store your hardware wallet in a place where it would get physically damaged, find a different place to store it, because you shouldn't be trying to keep it somewhere where you think it'll get physically damaged, because this is holding your finances. Your finances will depend on your hardware wallet, so you don't want to lose it and you don't want it to get damaged. All right, so if you decide that you want to look into any of these three, you can see their websites right below here. Only purchase these off of their websites. If you're going to buy a Trezor, go to trezor.io to purchase it. Same thing with the KeepKey and the Ledger. Now, the reason I say that is because there have been reports of people who bought them off Amazon, and the person off of Amazon and off of eBay, and the person that was selling it had already set up the passphrase on it, and they got control of somebody else's cryptocurrency. So somebody bought the hardware wallet. The person that sold it already had set up the passphrase, and so when the person who bought it put their cryptocurrency on the hardware wallet they just bought, the person that knew the passphrase was actually able to steal their cryptocurrency. So the best place to buy it is to buy it from Trezor, KeepKey, or Ledger, and always make sure that the seals on the boxes you're getting are original brand new seals. So enough of that. So get a Bitcoin hardware wallet. Now the next thing that I strongly recommend you do, since you're keeping your finances secure, is that you also want to make sure that you have antivirus and malware protection on your computer so that you reduce the risk of somebody picking up information and attempting to steal your cryptocurrency. And the last thing is, I would get password software. There's a lot of different companies out there that sell software that holds a list of passwords, and I would start using password. I started, because of my cryptocurrency adventures, I invested in some password software, and I started storing all the passwords that I use for cryptocurrency and for other things in that password software. And so I recommend that you purchase password software and utilize it to it'll generate very, very difficult to hack passwords. It'll generate these really crazy 18 and more, if you want, character passwords that have all kinds of uppercase, lowercase, numbers and letters and symbols. And it's great for generating those passwords, but I'd never be able to remember those things. And so it's also the place where I store those passwords so that I don't have to memorize them, because I certainly don't want to be memorizing all that stuff. Now, PIN codes. Your hardware wallet will have a PIN code, and the PIN code is 4 to 8 digits. The PIN code is how you unlock your hardware wallet so that you can trade cryptocurrency, so that you can withdraw cryptocurrency right out of your wallet. And so the PIN code is required in order to withdraw funds from your wallet. So you'll be creating, when you get a hardware wallet, you'll create a 4, and it's all numbers. It's only 4 to 8 numbers, 4 to 8 digits, in order to kind of access your hardware wallet. So you'll need to keep track of that. That's another reason why password software is useful. And then the last thing is that your hardware wallet will have a passphrase. And your passphrase is 12 to 24 words. Those 12 to 24 words are automatically generated by your hardware wallet when you set up your cryptocurrency addresses. So as you're going through the steps of setting up your hardware wallet, you'll set up a password phrase. The hardware wallet will tell you what the passphrase is that it created for your hardware wallet. Those passphrases are very important. Think of them as your key to unlock it. If it's kind of like a backup. So it's a backup of your hardware wallet. So if your hardware wallet was lost, or you ran over it with a car, or it got in the fire and burned up, or you dropped it in water and it was damaged and it was physically unable to work, then you'll need your passphrase in order to recreate your hardware wallet. What you'll do is you'll buy a brand new hardware wallet. You'll enter in your 12 to 24 word passphrase. Instead of letting the hardware wallet create it automatically, you'll enter in the one you got previously, and that will become the key to that new hardware wallet, and that'll give you access to your coins. And so that passphrase literally will give people access to your hardware wallet, plus you need it in case of an emergency where the hardware wallet was physically damaged or actually was lost or destroyed. And you'll need a safe place to keep your passphrase as well. And so you'll need those two security indicators, your PIN code and your passphrase, and you'll need to keep them stored in a safe place. All right, so that's good for that. Let me know how I can be of service. Do you have questions on anything that I said today? Do you have questions on anything in this video? Please leave comments below. I'd love to help you with those questions. In addition to that, I want you to know that the big institutions who think that Bitcoin is now theirs and that they're going to run shod with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and leave us in the dust, us little investors, us retail investors, I want you to know that you and I are going to do this thing. We're going to do this thing. We're going to be successful with it. We're going to see a financial revolution in our lives to help our families and make our dreams come true. Whether you're looking to use your cryptocurrency to pay off a home, you want financial independence, you're just looking for an extra few bucks to try and make things a little bit easier, whatever your intention is with cryptocurrency, we're here to help you achieve that. So talk to us. Let us know how we can help you. Let us know what you're looking for. What can we do to make things better for you? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you disagree with anything I've said here, please politely disagree, because it's through polite disagreements that both of us can learn. There's things that you know that I don't know. And if I knew what you knew, I may have changed my mind. I may have had a different perspective on it because I didn't know what you know. Anyway, in the meantime, like, subscribe, and hodl, and I hope you have a fantastic day.